right now on 5 on your side at 10.
We are in storm alert. Within the last 2 hours, strong storms moved through the metro area and left behind a trail of damage. Good evening. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Our Brent Solomon is live in the Lime area checking out storm damage there. But let's begin with Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with what you can expect overnight. Scott.
Well, there will be more showers and thunderstorms during the overnight hours, but the severe storms right now, that threat is shifted to our south and well to our southwest. Let's take a look at your Weather First Doppler radar. That band of showers and thunderstorms developed over St. Louis earlier today and earlier this evening, and it's been sliding off to the south and southeast. Now, there are still thunderstorms in the metro area, West St. Louis County, back into Warren, St. Charles, Lincoln counties, but they're not severe. Here is what we're looking at with the severe threat. It is down across southeast Missouri. It's really this cell that's moving out of St. Francis County into Madison County, Missouri. That is the severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now, including a part of Iron County. When we look at this area to the south and southwest of St. Louis, this is where we've seen several reports of wind damage, in addition to the wind damage reported in Afton earlier as the storm kicked up there. Other thunderstorms are developing farther to the west over parts of middle Missouri right now. Those showers and thunderstorms will do the same sort of thing, moving to the east and then turn more to the southeast as we head through the early morning hours. So there's a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. across mid-Missouri and just into our western counties. We'll continue to monitor this situation, but look at this picture from Roy out in Franklin County as that big windstorm was coming in. Pretty impressive cloud structure for sure, Mike.
And Scott, storm damage reports continue to come into the newsroom. Right now, more than 13,000 Ameren, Missouri customers are in the dark.
And the hardest hit areas appear to be in South St. Louis City and County. Brent Solomon is live in Lime checking out the damage. Brent?
Well, we hit the ground running just as soon as those damage reports came in, and see for yourself. You're getting live images right now from Union and Ripa roads in South St. Louis County. We just spoke with the man who lives in this home. You can see he got right to work putting a tarp over his roof because this is where a tree came toppling down into his ceiling this evening. Go ahead and take a look at your screen right now. You can see the damage is widespread all across the southern parts of the county. Lots of reports of trees down, limbs down, power lines down. And right now, a lot of folks are getting outside, assessing the damage, trying to figure out what they can do, but many of them are in the dark. Reports of thousands of people in this area without electricity tonight. Moments ago, I spoke with a representative from the Lime Fire Department. Here's what he said.
We had calls with like power poles onto houses, and of course they were concerned and wanted us to come check it out. And the houses did have some minor damage, but again, no heavy structural damage, no fatalities to report.
Taking you back live now, that is the good news here. Let's go ahead and just set the scene once more, what many families are dealing with, and it really appears to be a neighborhood effort from what I can see right here on Ripa, with several homes impacted by damage at this hour. Getting you the latest numbers from Ameren, we just checked in this specific area, more than 7,000 homes in the Afton and Lime area without electricity tonight. We'll continue to follow this through the morning. Tonight, we're live in South St. Louis County. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And the National Weather Service is confirming multiple tornadoes touched down tonight in the Chicago area. One was spotted near Chicago O'Hare International Airport, grounding hundreds of flights. Damage, we're told, is widespread. There are no immediate reports of injuries. Stay on top of the threat of severe storms. You can get the latest Weather First forecast anytime just by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355.
Tonight, we're learning more about a deadly Greyhound bus crash in Madison County that killed 3 people. More than a dozen others were injured overnight. The bus that originated in Indianapolis slammed into semis that were parked along an exit ramp on I-70 near Highland. Our Robert Townsend is live downtown at the St. Louis Gateway Transportation Center. That's where the uninjured passengers were initially taken. Robert.
And we're told 6 Greyhound passengers were brought here after the deadly crash. We caught up with some survivors with harrowing stories. It was a terrifying time in the thick of darkness for everyone on board a Greyhound bus.
I just heard a lot of people hollering, asking for help.
Greyhound bus was kind of smoking.
Investigators say the bus left Indianapolis, traveled westbound on I-70 around 2 Wednesday morning when it crashed into 3 commercial vehicles parked on an exit ramp.
In front of me was a man stuck between the seats, like his whole body was folded.
3 people died, 14 others, including the driver, injured and trapped on the banged up bus. A sleeping Edward Alexander was heading home to Arkansas at the time. He says he suddenly woke up after hearing a loud boom and feeling the impact of the crash.
Like, I still probably think about something like that. Like, I almost lost my life.
His nose started bleeding, but that didn't stop Alexander from running to help a pregnant woman get off the mangled bus.
I seen the pregnant girl behind me, so I helped her up, get her out the window.
The bus was on fire, so I had to run back and grab a fire extinguisher.
Texas trucker David Cherno says his truck was one of 3 hit by the Greyhound bus. Cherno and another passenger also jumped into action.
People were flapping the windows open on the roadside, so we ran over there and started pulling people out of the windows.
A chaotic and living nightmare now under investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board.
On behalf of all of us at NTSB, I would like to extend our most sincere condolences to the survivors and to the families and friends of the victims of this tragedy.
Tomorrow, NTSB investigators will go to that crash site. They tell us they could be there for nearly a week. Live downtown, Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Tonight, 2 more people are behind bars in connection with the shooting death of a young father in Pagedale. Stephen Marion is being held on murder and robbery charges, and a juvenile is also in custody. A total of 5 people now charged in the case. Investigators say they shot and killed 19-year-old Jalen Johnson during a robbery last week. Officers found Johnson's body early Friday near the Metrolink station on St. Charles Rock Road.
An update tonight into a triple shooting in the St. Louis Hills neighborhood. Police now say the 3 men started shooting at each other inside a car in the parking lot of the Hampton Target yesterday afternoon. 2 of the men drove off and threw out 2 Glock pistols on Hampton. They then stopped at a business blocks away and asked for help. The 3rd man later showed up at a hospital with a gunshot wound to his arm. Police are still trying to sort out what happened.
Tonight, we're getting new reaction to a report showing that the federal government knew the dangers of radioactive waste in the St. Louis area for decades.
Thousands of government documents were revealed today, and some date back all the way to the 1940s. 5 on your side's Laura Barchevsky joins us now. And Laura, this has sparked proposed legislation and a call to action in just a matter of hours.
It did, Mike, and Andy's activists and legislators who've been working on this issue for decades say the work here is just getting started.
Thousands of pages in this report detailing the U.S. Department of Energy's knowledge on radioactive waste in St. Louis validates everything that this group has been fighting against for decades.
St. Louis is still at a war effort. We're still at World War II with the materials that are in our schools, our yards, our roadways, our groundwater.
Dawn Chapman of Just Mom's STL read just 1 page of a document from the 1980s that was prepared and given to the Department of Energy detailing just how bad this could be.
It is estimated that for average rainfall, the amount of soil material that may have eroded and transported into Coldwater Creek from the site could be as high as 28 tons a year.
This report sparked a national conversation. Senator Josh Hawley announced he is going to propose more legislation to help those affected.
The federal government needs to pay the medical bills for any St. Louis resident who has contracted cancer or an autoimmune virus or a genetic disorder because of exposure to radioactive contamination.
Which to Chapman, whose family is struggling with these exact issues, means more than she can say.
Everything that we thought and felt and was in these documents, he poured out onto the Senate floor. And I'm calling it a miracle. It feels very much like a miracle today.
Representatives Tricia Burns and Doug Clemens have vowed to make sure they continue to fight for expedited cleanup for people suffering now.
I would like to see the cleanup to the safest standards by circular law possible, which is not what they're doing right now. They're leaving the stuff at a depth of 8 inches in people's backyards. where they grow their tomatoes.
But they say nothing can make up for the lives already wasted away over a more than 80-year-long fight.
We cannot let the ball drop. It's been too long in the making, decades of every generation pushing it just a little bit further. We owe it to the people in the future. We owe it to ourselves, to our friends and our family.
We reached out to the Department of Energy and have not heard back. Tomorrow there will be a news conference at noon at Weldon Springs Site Interpretive Center detailing a further call to action for the community. And those lawmakers ask anyone who wants to share what happened to them to be there.
The COVID-19 pandemic is behind us, but legal battles surrounding mask mandates and lockdowns continue. Today, the Missouri Supreme Court heard arguments from Missouri counties, including St. Louis County, about their appeal to join a lawsuit regarding their right to issue emergency health orders. A Cole County judge ruled in November 2021 that local health orders surrounding COVID-19 violated the state constitution and ordered them to be lifted. A ruling is not expected for several weeks.
A flight turns to fright.
Then we hit a major turbulence, which was petrifying.
The steep descent that had passengers flying from their seats, learning the tricks of the trade.
The opportunities out there are just numerous.
Tonight, the push to get more women to enroll in trade schools and the big payday it could lead to.
And we're still in storm alert tonight, tracking these thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm warning down into southern portions of Perry County into Madison County. This is in Missouri. That warning in parts of St. Francis County now coming down. Storms are moving away, at least the severe ones. We're still tracking more later tonight.
Tonight, police in Washington, D.C. are searching for the driver wanted for a deadly crash near the National Mall. The Secret Service says police were chasing the driver down Constitution Avenue, and then the car ran a red light and hit 3 people in the crosswalk. A 75-year-old man died. 2 others suffered minor injuries. Some scary moments in the skies. Tonight, 2 passengers and 2 flight attendants are recovering after their flight hit some major turbulence. According to the website FlightAware, the Allegiant flight dropped nearly 5,000 feet in less than 2 minutes. The plane, which originated in Asheville, North Carolina, landed safely at St. Pete Clearwater International Airport in Florida. One passenger says she saw a flight attendant fall to the ground before being tossed into the air.
And then we hit a major turbulence, which was petrifying, and she was literally like Matrix, watched her go up in the air and just land straight down.
186 passengers and crew were on board. The FAA is now investigating the incident.
Tonight, the pressure Americans are feeling from inflation is easing. Last month, it was at 3%, the lowest annual increase in more than 2 years. That's still 1% higher, though, than the Fed's target rate. Soft gains in food prices and declines in energy and airfare help tamper down inflation. But rent and mortgage rates remain stubbornly high. Help is coming to renters in St. Louis who are facing eviction. The city adopted a new tenant's right to counsel plan today. The program will spend up to $5 million a year to fund legal services for tenants if their landlord tries to evict them. The city hopes to handle up to 1,200 evictions next year and up to 4,500 evictions by the year 2028.
Skilled workers are in demand more than ever before. The pandemic certainly highlighted that need.
And now there's a push to help more women consider careers in trades, especially since a job could pay well into the 6 figures. Michelle Lee has details in tonight's Making Ends Meet.
We're at 0 to 100 right now, so that's good.
The pressure's on for this controlled systems technology class at Rankin Technical College.
There we go.
More eyes are on trade schools than ever before as college enrollment consistently declines and more industries need skilled workers.
I mean, it's better than ever because the opportunities out there are just numerous.
Rankin has its own sights on new goals, trying to reach more women for careers in trades.
Not only am I a graduate, but my husband's a graduate, my father-in-law to my son is a recent graduate, brother-in-law, cousins. I have seen what Rankin has done for them, and it has opened doors.
Shannon Brigham says trades offer good-paying jobs, making ends meet and more very attainable. Besides, these are jobs in IT, architecture, auto collision, and so much more. And with technology, they're not your grandpa's trades.
You know, that industrial environment is no longer dark and dirty, right? It's bright. They have put all these extra safety precautions in to make it even a more pleasant environment for sure.
Oh, I'm extremely happy with the decision I made.
Jillian Cruson is in her 4th semester.
I just turned 20 yesterday and I'm like, oh my God, I already have like a really nice job. I'm doing well.
As a student, she's making more than $50K because her class requires real life work. She even expects to get her bachelor's paid for at Washington University.
What drew you to this industry?
So my father and my brother both work in the industry and I saw how successful they were and I really wanted to do that.
The men in her life are helping her blaze trails as a woman, but she says the path is easier than ever.
And I feel like just if more people would just give it a chance instead of just saying, oh no, trades, I don't want to do that, then more people would just come naturally of different ethnicities, genders, people like everywhere.
For Making Ends Meet, Michelle Lee, 5 on your side.
On average, Rankin offers $4,000 in scholarships per student, and there are many night classes to give more parents flexibility. Women in trades also earn an average starting salary of $60,000.
Well, someone could be in for a big payday. Tonight's Powerball jackpot has grown to $750 million, the 6th largest in the game's history. So here are the winning numbers. Check your tickets: 23, 35, 45, 66, 67, and the Powerball is 20. And Lotto fever is contagious because no one matched all 6 numbers in last night's Mega Millions drawing. Friday's jackpot has grown to $560 million.
We continue in storm alert, and here's Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
Yeah, you know, we're tracking these thunderstorms tonight, Ann and Mike, and for the metro area, most of us have not had a big storm. That exception would be, of course, in South St. Louis City and down into South County, especially around that Afton area where we did have some gusty winds and some tree damage. There are still showers and thunderstorms. There's still a fair amount of lightning in the metro, but any severe weather is either well to our west or well to our south. Some downpours here and there. Many of us, though, especially going north and east of the Arch, have seen very little, if any, rainfall at this point. The only severe thunderstorm warnings, what's left down here into Madison County and the southern portions of Perry County, moving out of our area. So that severe thunderstorm warning will expire shortly. Wind damage around Potosi, Park Hills. A lot of damage in and around Park Hills, where we saw those strong winds knock over some trees. And of course, power outages are across this region. Tree down not too far from Sullivan High School, too, on 185, from what we've heard. Now, back into mid-Missouri, some of these storms are still packing a punch over the Lake of the Ozarks region. They will move to the east and then start to turn. We think it's possible they will impact areas of Gasconade and Phelps County in particular, since these areas, especially down in Phelps County and Point Southwest, haven't seen much in the way of thunderstorms yet. So there is a severe thunderstorm watch for this area that runs until 3 a.m. Expect that whole complex to turn towards the southeast, but we'll still have scattered showers and thunderstorms in and around the St. Louis area. So additional overnight storms will certainly happen, and then we'll be looking at a few of them potentially strong to severe, a very few of them, and it would be farther southwest of St. Louis. I think our severe weather threat in the metro is definitely winding down. Wind and hail is your limited threat. We would think it would be mainly hail. Look at this storm coming in tonight into southwestern portions of Franklin County. More than one passed over this area. Rory shared this with us. You can see the shelf cloud pushing in. Impressive storm clouds moving across the area tonight. They should all be out of here by early tomorrow. And so tomorrow afternoon, we're basically looking at a partly cloudy sky, seasonably warm. Temperatures will jump quickly back into the 80s and into the low 90s for highs tomorrow afternoon. Looks like tomorrow will be on the dry side. So we really see the rain chances winding down after about 3 a.m. or sooner in the St. Louis area. Those shower and thunderstorm chances, they're around on Friday. They're also around on Monday. Those 2 days highlighted as being the better chances. Saturday, most of it's pushing away early in the morning, so I think we're going to be okay for much of the weekend on the dry side. But again, for the next 2 or 3 hours, especially southwest of St. Louis, going down 44 west of Sullivan, down towards the Rolla area, down towards Dixon, you'll be watching for the potential of some stronger storms. By tomorrow, we'll be cleaning things up.
Okay, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, City SC in a big one. The U.S. soccer team in a semifinal. The Blues are bringing back a beloved figure and a young man from Belleville is living the dream.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
We need some winners in this town. The Blues didn't make the playoffs. The Cardinals have stumbled all season. Stepping front and center, first place, City SC. Tonight, a real test for them, playing at the home of the defending MLS champion, LAFC. Bradley Carnell has Edu Leuven available tonight, but so far their best player hasn't played yet. Not a whole lot going on early. City SC had the best chance in the first half, but as we speak, we are scoreless. City SC is 10-0-2 when they score first. CONCACAF Gold semifinal, U.S. versus Panama. Late second half, U.S. down 1-0. Jesus Ferreira with just the right amount of precision to tie the game. The crowd in San Diego went berserk. However, Panama advances to the championship game on penalty kicks, 5-4. What a night of soccer.
Hey, St. Louis, I'm back.
Feed on the back door.
Oscar Sundqvist, who was a key member of the Blues' impactful fourth line during their run to the Stanley Cup, signed a one-year deal to come back to St. Louis. He has spent time with Detroit and Minnesota since leaving the Blues. Kobe Brown in action for the Clippers this afternoon in the NBA Summer League, starting against the Grizzlies. The second-round pick from Mizzou connects from long range. He finished with 12 points. He had 10 rebounds and 2 assists as the Clippers won the game 83-74. We all played baseball as kids. Can you imagine getting drafted and getting paid a big chunk of money to be a professional one day? That's what happened with a young man behind me, Xander Meath from Belleville East. With the help of editor Jimmy Kruko, we give you the story. He's been playing catch with his coach, Brett Huber, since he was 9 years old. But this is the first time that Xander Meath has done it as a professional.
With the 67th pick of the 2023 MLB Draft, the Pittsburgh Pirates select Xander Meath.
It was an awesome moment to be a part of, something you've had a lot of time and investment in working with somebody like Xander, and to see the emotions that came out of him and the tears and the hugs with his family, it was all worth it.
Xander Meath is a towering 6'6", 208-pounder. 2 weeks ago, he turned 18, and now he's a member of the Pirates organization. Meath has touched 99 on the radar gun and sits at 95, and the velocity came early in life.
I think he started that summer of his freshman year at 82.
He's throwing like 87, 89 at 14.
And when you are that good, that young, you have lofty goals.
Win some Cy Youngs, and then hopefully win a World Series, and then just hopefully make it to the Hall of Fame.
His ability is backed by his desire.
His work ethic is I've never seen a high school kid work quite like he does.
And his parents have left no stone unturned.
We have such great people around him, like Brett's been with him forever, and he's got a trainer in Cincinnati we see once a month. He's got a nutritionist, he has a yoga lady, so we've tried to give him all the tools to get him to the dream that he has.
And now, after just graduating from high school at Belleville East, he wakes up a millionaire. And Xander is going to buy just one thing with his bonus.
We're probably going to get a truck, and that's about it. We're putting all the rest of the money away.
Remember the name Xander Meath. He could be coming soon to a Major League stadium near you. You can just feel how hard he throws. And one correction, by the way, Kobe Brown, I don't want to shortchange my man. He was the last pick in the first round, so he's a first-round pick for the rest of his life.
All
Congratulations to him. He's going to have a great NBA career.
All right, Frank, great story. Thanks.
Coming up, do you want fries with that? We're saying yes to that question tomorrow. Will not cost you a thing. There's 90 minutes left of Amazon Prime Day. The 48-hour sales event got off to a strong start and has given a boost to other online retailers. According to Adobe Analytics, online sales reached $6.4 billion just yesterday. That is the single biggest e-commerce day this year.
Making guacamole is tricky and time-consuming, and that's why Chipotle is testing out a robot. It's called the Autocado. It can peel and core 25 pounds of avocados at once. Chipotle is also testing Chippy. That's a robot that helps make tortilla chips.
Tomorrow you can get free fries in honor of National French Fry Day. Both McDonald's and Wendy's is offering complimentary orders, but you have to order through their apps.
And we are in storm alert. Scott has one final check of the weather.
Yeah, and the good news is that severe weather threat, at least for the time being, winding down. And we think overnight it's really going to shift farther to the southwest. The warning that was up to our south, well, those severe storms have now moved out of the 5 on your side area. Still kind of noisy, though, especially going west of St. Louis. Quite a light show. And there may still be some small hail and some downpours, but not everybody's going to get in on that. Again, southwest of St. Louis, your severe threat down towards Rolla will continue for a couple more hours.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.